Welcome to the Fit Affiliate Podcast, where with honesty and transparency, we talk about all things fitness, coaching, and gym ownership, so that you can feel less crazy and frustrated and alone, while you also find more freedom and make more money.
Welcome back to another episode of the Fit Affiliate Podcast. Today, I'm joined by Justin from CrossFit Willis. How are you, mate?
I'm doing great. Doing a lot better.
Feeling a lot better?
Oh, yeah.
Where is CrossFit Willis located?
Yeah, so it's a small town. We're north of Houston, Texas, probably about 45 minutes, just north of the Woodlands. That's another fairly well-known suburb. So yeah, we're in the Houston area for sure.
How long have you been running, mate?
So we got up in 2014. So We're in the 8th year here, moving on to 9. So it's been a journey. It's been a long journey, but started CrossFit in 2012 myself before I opened.
Perfect. And how did you come across CrossFit? How did you find this thing that you decided I'll give that a crack?
Yeah, so I was in college, a local college up here at Sam Houston State University, and I had a buddy that I had actually went to high school with. He owned a local affiliate, one of the earlier ones, I guess, and I hadn't been doing anything. I was in a really pretty deep spot myself, and he asked me to come out and try CrossFit, and I was 27, I guess, 26, something like that, and this 45-year-old guy next to me just whooped my ass in a workout. And I had grown up playing sports. Yeah. And been physical my whole life. And that just, I reflected a little bit that night. And since then I haven't stopped, So that was definitely a driving force.
Yeah. Fantastic. So how long, so you've owned CrossFit Willis since its inception?
Yeah, I started it, with some financial partners, but I've been the the person working the desk, to the classes, to the signups, to the marketing, to everything.
To everything, yeah, awesome. What led you through your journey to becoming a coach, and then ultimately wanting to have your own affiliate?
Yeah, so when I was at Sam, I was going as a history major to become a coach and teacher in the kind of the high school realm. I had done some summer leagues, and as I was kind of building that direction, when I found CrossFit, I found this desire to coach and teach within that as I learned. And I think a lot of just regular clients in classes, once they've done it for a while or they learn a new trick, there's this kind of natural, I want to show someone else that. But because that was the path that I was really leaning towards in my career, CrossFit just made a lot of sense. And honestly, dealing with some of these kids and their parents in that realm, it wasn't as intriguing anymore as CrossFit, where people were really looking for something and willing to be coached. So when I got into CrossFit, I mean, it didn't take 6 months, and I was already kind of co-coaching some of the classes there at that box that I joined. So it was pretty early on that I wanted to get into that.
Yeah, awesome. That's super cool. So you've been running CrossFit Willis for, some time now, and there's been lots of changes in the CrossFit landscape and I guess in also the demographic of the people that are coming through the doors. I know I've experienced that here in my affiliate.
Right.
What's your ultimate vision for CrossFit Willis, and how are you tracking towards that, do you think?
It's changed. It's changed over the years. It's changed multiple times. And I think you said it, with the demographic for one. When I first started, I think the mentality of who was walking in the doors was these fire breathers and these crazy, I guess what we'd call crazy people doing CrossFit early on. But it's changed so much to who we can reach nowadays. And it's changed within the last 2 years, since 2020, even, with the pandemic. It's changed since then for me. I wanted the theme park, the CrossFit theme park of everything that you could have. And we built up to a 6,000 square foot facility, and we had batting cages, jujitsu, a Fit for Life class with the 65 and up. We had boot camp classes on our turf side with some training for individualized or I guess specialized sports. And then we had our CrossFit, and that all kind of took it to the back seat basically when 2020 happened, and our silver sneakers never came back, and a lot of these little exterior programs just got shut down, and we're back down to 3,000 square foot now. But it's been actually a really good change to get back to just CrossFit. So where I wanted to reach as many people as possible, and knowing that not everyone was going to try to do CrossFit right out the gate, we had these other options. We've leaned back into CrossFit, and I think it's actually been a really, really positive environment for everyone. Yep. It's not spread so thin as it once was for us, even though it was really awesome to have these other programs. So I would say we were looking to be like this theme park of fitness, and now it's like, what got us here, what got us off the ground was CrossFit, and we refocused on that and minimized, and we've actually dropped our rates. We've simplified everything as far as our program, and got back to the bread and butter. And it's been a really good 2022 so far because of that.
Yeah, wow, that's really awesome. And it's rare you hear about, everyone seems to be chasing bigger, better, more. Like, give me more leads. I need a bigger space. I need more members. We need more programs, because if you do a poll of your members, they're likely to say we want this, 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 and this. And
right.
adding on. So that's a really unique approach, which I think is pretty cool. What's ultimately, for you, when you look at CrossFit Willis, where would you like to see it in, 3 to 5 years?
Well, for me, everything that we do here is kind of a mental game. So for me, CrossFit Willis, I want it to just be the forefront of the community. I want it to be the forefront of the health community. Yep. I didn't get into CrossFit as a business person. I got into CrossFit because I was a CrossFit person. Yeah. And I will say that's caused a lot of bumps and bruises along the way, a lot of headache, a lot of just learning as a business person. And so I'm not saying that's necessarily the right thing to do, but I've stuck true to CrossFit, and my goal is just to get to the community in the health and fitness realm. And so if that's, running different camps and parking lots to reach more people, like I said, dropping our rates has allowed us to talk to more people and simplified it. And just trying to make the importance, again, since 2020, we have controls of certain things. And one, if you're healthy and fit, you're giving yourself the best chance, whatever your choices and decisions are. And that's what we've tried to live by. So I don't know if it's a numbers game, as if I do right by the community will do right by me kind of situation.
Yeah, do the right things for the right people for the right reasons. The original Greg Glassman quote. So what would you say your biggest hurdle is at the moment towards getting to, where you want to be with CrossFit Willis?
Oh, that's what's the biggest hurdle? I still think we land on a lot of stigmas, or even though we're reaching more people, it's the mental side of changing what the community can and can't do, or what they think they can and can't do, fighting what people eat on a regular basis, and starts with our school systems. But it's, I guess, a little more general to us. I still think we fight kind of I can't do CrossFit. Yep. And getting the chance and opportunity, how many minds we've changed once they actually got in has been really awesome. But we're a box that needs or can handle up to maybe 150 people, and we're not maxed out. Yep. And we're not in a huge town. We're definitely not. I mean, we're north of Houston, but 150 people we're still not at. And that's still kind of alarming. We're the only CrossFit in town. Yeah. We have a lot of knockoffs, but they're not full either. And what are these people doing? So changing the culture of our community is the hard part, because we have a lot of farming. It's hard workers, but I don't have time to jump around and do something that doesn't put money in my bank account, or feed my family or something like that.
Yeah, cool. And I think that would be a common perception around a lot of affiliates, is that the people just say, I can't do CrossFit. you know, they think it's beyond them, even though, you know, what we're portraying is that they absolutely can. So on the flip side of that, what has been in your time owning CrossFit Willis, you know, what would you say is your biggest win that you've had? Something that's, you know, you think, yeah, that's why I've got these doors open.
Well, I mean, the community comes down to the bread and butter. I mean, 2020, we're a 1099 employees. We didn't get any sort of help when the pandemic happened. So we shut down. Literally, yeah, we're handing out of our equipment, but our members paid every month, and we're not even open.
Yeah.
We're doing as much as we could to meet at parks and over, you know, Facebook or whatever. But that alone shows me right there, and we still have members from 14. It is the way of our community, that kind of the direction we're going to head. So I still think, you know, as far as business, take care of those that have been feeding you, that are in that building, and network outwards for sure. So the community's been the biggest win. I think that's sounds like an easy answer, but when it comes down to it, we wouldn't be here for sure if it wasn't for that group of people.
And I think, you know, 2020 really showed everyone who's there for the long haul and who's, you know, just in it for, you know, a quick win or whatever. So, and same situation here with my affiliate. When we closed down, we didn't have to close down for nearly as long as you guys, but we had like 10 weeks, and my guys just, you know, kept turning up Zoom classes. We gave them the gear, and they just, you know, kept paying and kept us going, because they wanted this place to be here when they got out the other side.
Absolutely. And those people figured it out. You know, you're investing in yourself, $100 here or there. And go back to the whole culture of the community, like trying to change that. $100. I mean, people have that much money tied up in subscriptions of Netflix, HBO, you know, all the streaming devices, maybe a couple food delivery systems, and we can't, you know, $100 and something to an affiliate that could literally change your life. It's sometimes a hard sell for some folks, you know.
For sure. So how has, you know, as affiliate owners, we've had a roller coaster journey, I guess, of wins and losses. I tend to look at it as what can I learn from those losses or those challenges? So how has a failure, or what you would perceive as an apparent failure, set you up for later success? Like, do you have a favorite failure that you go, well, if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't be at X place or have learned those things?
Well, of course, like, I think most of our failures are the things that we can always reflect on, because they stand out. Like, if you do it right every single day, well, that's just living life. You're going along. Yeah. But as soon as you mess up, everyone's going to see that, or you're going to remember that. So as far as like some favorite failures, I mean, expanding outside of what I do, I tried to create like this corporate business and a theme park of a fitness facility when I'm a CrossFit coach. And you know, it's not to say I can't find people to help me do that and delegate properly. That's something that I'm learning as well. But that right there has made our community tighter alone by making some mistakes. And we've had, I think every community is going to have some people that just don't fit anymore, or they didn't fit to begin with. And we've had some, I guess, call them viruses or whatnot. But, you know, I kept doing what I was going to do, which is right by the people that are in there paying me money to train them. And I've gotten a lot of people's ideas. They want to always come at me with different ideas. And I try to, you know, make everyone happy. But at the end of the day, I'm supposed to know what's best for the community, what's best for my athletes. And that's another thing that I learned. Like, everyone's going to have an idea. Everyone's going to say, you could do this better or that better. And I tried to listen to all that, and it became really just a shit show of direction. Yeah. And now it's like, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for a long time. And, you know, there's still trial and error to be had with that, but I'm going to make those decisions and make the corrections off of that. So I think that's been another, I tried to make too many people happy, and let's get back to the basics of CrossFit again. So again, kind of general answer, but you know, that's definitely what keeps driving us forward too.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we've all done that, where you one group of members want one thing, but the other half don't want it, and you try and
Right.
do a bit of everything to keep everybody happy, and all you wind up doing is running yourself ragged pretty much, and can't
Right.
figure out why even the people who wanted something now aren't using it because they want it
Yeah. Well,
as
they
an
don't
option.
know. They don't know either. Like, oh, hey, we should do this.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's try. I know it works, and again, it's your baby. You're
Yeah.
going to treat it one way, and they're going to treat it different. Even if you're paying somebody really good money to be there,
Yeah.
it's just a different outlook from somebody that this is their thing. So you got to go with your gut instinct, and I'd rather go down with the ship if I'm making the decisions,
Yeah.
and it hasn't happened. It hasn't went down because I'm back to making my decisions the way I see it should be done. So
Yeah. Boom. That's a really good good point on that. So I know that we've talked about some of the perception that CrossFit's too hard, and for the purpose of getting the people into the affiliate that probably need us most. But looking at the overall affiliate landscape, like, what do you think the biggest challenge facing like the CrossFit and the affiliate landscape in general might be at the moment from your perspective and your experience?
There was a lot of up and down, obviously, with leadership within the affiliate, but people off the streets aren't paying attention to that. They don't know that stuff. I think that's a little more interior, but I still think it always starts at the top. And I do like where, I don't know if you've had any phone calls with some of these affiliate reps now and your regional reps. And I think there's been some really, really good things moving in that direction if we can keep up. Although I've also seen within, at least in the United States, a lot of affiliates closing, not just unaffiliating, but selling off their whole gyms. And for some reason, I feel like it's been increased. I don't know what the numbers are, but every week I feel like somebody's got a sale going on of all their equipment. And that seems a little alarming. What is leading to that? I also think there was an influx of CrossFits where there was one on every other corner too. We've had another affiliate in our town, and there wasn't any animosity or anything like that. It just wasn't ready for two affiliates at the time, and we had been around for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
And I don't think also a lot of people, they get into it because they're good at CrossFit and they want to do CrossFit, maybe competitively. You can't run an affiliate and be a competitor. You can't, it's not about you. And so I think we also had a huge rush of athletes that are pretty good at CrossFit. They didn't want to work another job. They wanted to focus in on CrossFit. They opened their affiliate. And guess what? You're going to make a teacher's wage in a lot of cases, or if not even that. And you're going to put in a lot more hours and time. And I think we're finally, okay, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, like, I can't do this anymore. And I think that's a little bit of part of that process too. Just the people were doing it, maybe they had the right mind to go in there and spread CrossFit, but they still had a little bit of a bias to themselves. And that might have led to some shutdowns. And I know that I say that because personally, I know some of those affiliates.
Yeah.
And they just weren't in it to maybe change lives as much as they were to train themselves. So,
well, I mean, that's kind of one of the old school things, isn't it? It's like, I'm going to open a gym and I can train as much as I want. And, and that's, And I've often joked in my affiliate, it's open an affiliate, they said, change lives, they said, but no one tells you, about all the other things that go into running an affiliate and having to learn that for sure.
Yeah. And I felt pretty good. I was, early days of CrossFit and trying to make regionals and all that stuff. And I wasn't far outside the cusp, but then I opened up the gym and I've never trained like I was a competitive athlete, really, like I should have since then. And I'm okay with that. That's, again, I think you have to change that mindset a little bit. And some folks didn't. But are we, is that the mass reason? I don't think that's the mass reason of why affiliates are struggling. But the economy, I mean, there's a lot of pieces in play right now.
Yeah, it definitely is a crazy world economically at the moment for sure. So going into more of a hypothetical, is in the last 5 years, what sort of new belief or behavior or habit has most improved your life, particularly as an affiliate owner? We tend to put ourselves last.
Yeah.
What along those lines has kind of helped you, be better and do better at what you do?
Um, in the last really like 2 years, like I said, realizing what you're good at and not okay, CrossFit's like the constantly varied and not be perfect at one thing. But as a business owner, like run your business. Maybe you're not a social media guru, or maybe you're not a barbell guru, but you're a good CrossFit coach. I think get really good at what you're going to do, and then educate outside of that eventually. um I have an 8-month-old now, and I realize the time that I wasted, even though I felt like I was always busy.
Mm,
I could literally, could have started Apple at this point with an 8-month-old and running an affiliate.
mm,
I still have to do everything I got to do, but now I got to keep a human alive. So I think for those that maybe not in that situation, or other parents that understand what I'm saying, like efficiency in what you do is like so important,
mm.
and just taking advantage of your time that you have. Um, to go into it a little bit into the affiliate, like create relationships as well. Like, I don't know how that dives into a habit, but every time that you meet somebody, I give them 100. Like, even if I feel like they're giving me a bunch of pushback and I don't think I'm going to see them again,
Yep.
I'm going to give them my whole layout, that first encounter or second encounter or whatever it is, and just give them a chance. They're fighting something they don't understand, and we're supposed to be there to help them. So I could sit there and try to, you know, pick and pick out who's going to make it or not. I've quit doing that because I thought, oh, this person's not going to do it. And
Yeah.
they're here 7 years later. And then, oh, this athlete, oh, come on, they're going to be great at this. And they just actually don't have, they can't deal with the being humble for the first 6 months.
Yeah.
And so now it's my habit of when somebody walks in the door, it's a fresh slate, and it's give them everything that I've got, for those first encounters, to give them a chance to do something that's as special as what I've been doing for 8 years, or this community has. So again, not very specific, but that's helped out for sure. Just the quality of what I invest in people, for sure.
And that's something that's super cool and really important, and often overlooked when people do prejudge someone who comes through, or puts their own sort of biases and perceptions over something, rather than just building a genuine relationship. They're often the ones that are best.
Right.
So
you just don't know. I think you do your, I don't want to call it routine, but you give them what you got and let them do what they can with it. You can't force people to do things, but don't sell them short either, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. That's quite powerful. So a lot of our audience for this will be coaches and affiliate owners. What I'd like to ask everybody as we go through these calls is, do you have a favorite book that you would always recommend to somebody, whether it be business development, something that you find has been, a go-to resource for you?
Yeah, the 5-second rule, by Mel Robbins. I think she has a couple, but I 5-second rule was the one that I kind of latched on to. A big fan of Ben Bergeron as well, and I think he's even referenced. And my wife's in real estate, and she's a big Buffini fan. And I haven't dove into a whole lot of his other than podcasts, but the 5-second rule can apply to each and every person, because I think we talk ourselves out of a lot of stuff. And so she's, long story short, referencing, your initial thought is typically right. And that's that gut instinct I think most people talk about. So like when you're walking down the street and you see a fitness facility and you're like, damn, I need to get in the gym. Count down from 5 and do it, or another good point is like when your alarm goes off in the morning, you set that for a reason. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get out of bed and move on. The dishes need to be done. You just thought that, do it.
Yeah.
And you all of a sudden buy yourself a lot more time, and you don't convince yourself, well, I need a little more rest here or there. You get through your day a lot more accomplished, and you do things that can continue to be pushed off for not only weeks, but months and honestly years. So, and all it would have taken is a 5 count.
Yeah.
As far as health goes, Why We Sleep, and I'm going to forget the author here, but another good book, Why We Sleep. We talk about fitness, we talk about diet in these affiliates a lot. Sleep might be the top tier situation where most people are not recovering and not seeing the results that they want. And it's a little analytical, but a great book to kind of set it straight as far as like, if you're not working on these 3 things, moving around, eating right, and sleeping right, you're probably not where you want to be. So anyway, those 2 books really are pretty key for me.
Fantastic. That's super cool. I definitely haven't heard of the Why We Sleep, and that's definitely one of the things I like to talk to my crew about. So I'm going to hit that one up for sure. Well,
Absolutely.
thanks for your time today, Justin. It's been great to chat a little bit to you, get to know a little bit about you and CrossFit Willis. And I hope you guys keep powering on and changing lives.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a pleasure talking with you. I love CrossFit, so I could do this all day, but I'm glad to hear from somebody outside of my box because that's where I live all the time. So that's awesome.